Tony D and Little Joan with a screenwriter's rant on Soul Reaper, and film that is from, I think, Indonesia, about a guy who has visions of death and some kind of creature that goes after souls, I think. A film by Siddhartha Tata and director Waktu Maghrib. Smash like and subscribe. Thank you for liking and subscribing. Check out my books. The links are in the description. Comedy horror in South Jersey. It's the Pineys. Books 1 through 17. Available at Amazon.com. Don't forget, Kindle Unlimited is free. Now, that was my initial impressions of this trailer. That there was some sort of, because it was called Soul Reaper, I assumed it was some sort of like specter of death, or perhaps an Indonesian spirit that kills people. According to the wiki entry, and this was translated from Indonesia, Indonesian. Is that a language, Indonesian? I don't think it is, but I know they speak something over there. So the synopsis is a high school student, Raspati, who experienced insomnia after the death of his parents, which scans that seems to jibe with the trailer. And he can see people in dreams, and then he can explore the dream realm, and there's some entity that is killing people in the real world. It was based on a novel called Pigeon. This is a translation, so it's not totally in grammatically correct. And Soul Reaper was originally called Malam Pengkabat Nayawa, which means Night of the Compound Revocation, which I'm not sure what that means. But it's a little bit like a reverse Freddy Krueger, I think. And the synopsis here says, a teenager with the ability to enter other people's dreams, when he witnesses a dark spirit taking people's lives in their dreams, he quickly realizes that it's related to the mysterious deaths that are happening in the real world. I strongly suspect this might be a Indonesian folktale that's only known over there, and they changed it in order so audiences outside of Indonesia would understand it. So if you're from Indonesia or familiar with this folktale or whatever it is, please comment in the comments what it actually is. I know a little bit about that because I reviewed, oh gosh, it was called, I can't remember how to pronounce it. It was called like Triste, which meant 13. It was all that area of the world's sort of folklore. And it was a graphic novel and a bunch of different crazy monsters. They were pretty cool. Pretty cool cartoon. This looks equally cool, which is why I'm looking at it. So, she looks cool. And the images are cool. It's a little hard to follow. The dialogue was very quick, and the subtitles were equally quick. But if you like monster movies, it'll probably scan for you because there's not going to be a tremendous amount of dialogue. Again, horror movies tend to translate pretty well, either when we send them over there or the reverse. The only difference is this might hit with people in Indonesia because they may be familiar with the folktale more. You know, if it was, let's say, a witch here, a Western sort of witch, and then we sent it over there and called it something like Soul Reaper, you know, it would probably work, right? This might be their own version of a witch or some kind of spirit. But pretty standard stuff. First act, I think the main character's parents were already dead, and he's struggling at school. He's maybe having nightmares. He's seeing visions. Second act, people start dying, and he strongly suspects his dreams are connected to those people dying. at some point in the trailer, his friend also can see into the dream world, or maybe his friend suspects that he can for some reason, and they start anticipating people being killed, and then he goes into the dream world to fight this entity. His dead parents help him along in their own way, although there's a scene where I think his mother tells him, "You're the only one who can fight it," and then she self-deletes in the scene in a pretty gruesome way. The ending would be he defeats the evil entity and then hopefully goes on with his life. I don't know, but the sensibilities for a horror movie overseas sometimes are a little different. Maybe it ends very dark. He also becomes consumed by the darkness, and that's the end of the movie. Very rarely some horror movies end that way. Kind of depends on how you set it up, whether or not you should do that. I mean, if you set it up that the character is tragically flawed. So, for instance, if you got a character, he accidentally killed someone. Like if you've ever seen the movie In Bruges with Brendan Gleeson and Colin, what's his face? You know, they're two assassins, and the younger of two has accidentally killed someone that he shouldn't have killed, and it's messing him up. It's messed up everything. So that it could be that kind of thing. That sort of character dies in the end, but maybe redeems themselves in some way. At the end of spoilers, The Exorcist, one of the greatest horror movies ever, you know, the priest takes on the evil and then self-deletes because that's how he can save the girl, kind of thing. So there's lots of ways this can go. And I would be interested in seeing it simply because it has a really, really cool look. Really cool look. Seems to be very intense. And I would be very interested in the folklore if anybody could give me some insight. Anyhow, that's it for me, Tony D and Little Joan. Check us out on the green site, the black site, and the orange site for more videos. So the weather is starting to knock down some of my events this weekend. Already, the Saturday event, I Heart Horror, has been postponed. Not sure when that's going to be rescheduled. I'll keep you apprised. Not sure about tonight. We just had a huge storm here, and it's still kind of raining outside. But it's supposed to stop. So we'll see. I mean, they may cancel because it was thunder and lightning. But they've sort of had to postpone for 2 weeks, and they kind of are anxious to start the season at the alpaca farm. So I have a sneaking suspicion it's going to happen. So if this weather can just hold on, if it could just stop raining, I will be at the alpaca farm from 5 to 9. I'm kind of determined to go now. Sunday, again, keep an eye on the skies. Mayfest 11 to 4 in historic Smithville Park. And of course, the live stream Monday, I'm doing the Authors Night at the Atlantic County Historical Society. Hope to see you there. We'll see you in the next one.